Live. Connection appears to be stable. Live chat set. Oh, Nightwolf, greetings. Wait, are you hearing me? Hold on, you probably should be. You're not in the Discord server, I don't think. This is now going to be another open mic article raid, by the way, so if you'd like to join in, feel free. Aha, I was muted. Okay, so now I'm live in the rec hall, and they can hear me whenever someone comes on live there. How are you, Nightwolf? You watching now, hypothetically including myself. Oh, not so bad. I suppose I could go ahead and run the intro. After all, no one really bothers to watch that anyway on the recordings.
Arketer Labs.
Greetings again, Nightwolf, and anyone else who might be joining now. I am just fine, Nightwolf. Now, anyway. I had a bit of a problem earlier, took a bit out of me, but I think I've recovered in time to make a good run of it this evening. The original plan was to have a guest, namely one troll scholar who has yet to respond to my Discord summons. So, well, I'll just go over some horrible things on the internet. You know, the usual. And I seem to be holding together well enough, personally. One of the things I saw that I thought might be worth mentioning came from Twitter. Steve Stewart Williams tweeted something about 3 great untruths that underpin many of the problems we're seeing today on campus, in politics, and in society more broadly. From the Coddling of the American Mind by @G. Lukinoff and John Haidt. This is a book about 3 great untruths that seem to have spread widely in recent years. 1. The untruth of fragility. What doesn't kill you makes you weaker. 2. The untruth of emotional reasoning. Always trust your feelings. 3. The untruth of us versus them. Life is a battle between good people and evil people. Oh, and Miss Team, is that you?
It's me.
Oh, welcome. Greetings.
Any guests yet? So I'd like to fill in for a while.
Perfect names for an SJW book. No, actually, the book about 3 great untruths here, this is an anti-SJW book in practice, because what they're highlighting are the rules that, well, fuel SJWs, namely. The untruth of fragility, that what doesn't kill you makes you weaker. This is something that manifests itself in trigger warnings, for example, that you have to shield someone from things that offend or scare them, because otherwise it will somehow cripple them or make them suffer and worse somehow. That's the exact opposite of how it works. While many propositions are untrue, in order to be classified as a great untruth, an idea must meet 3 criteria. It contradicts ancient wisdom, ideas found widely in wisdom literatures in many cultures. 2. It contradicts modern psychological research on well-being. And 3. It harms the individuals and communities who embrace it. Such as, oh, I don't know, body positivity and fat acceptance. Again, if you hate fat people, there's no sure way to shorten their lives than to encourage them to just take pride in their rapidly congealing blood.
If your ass takes up more than 3 seats, it's not a problem. It's empowerment.
Yep. It's um it's evil. It's pretty damn evil. The whole concept. And it's still going on. We just had, what was it, Tess Holiday? Did you see that?
I saw that.
I could have pulled up the video. Model and one-time actress as well, Tess Holiday, showing off her womanly fat powers by sitting on some steps and eating a whole cake with her likeness on it as some sort of message about that acceptance and body positivity.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that, and I immediately went, you know what? Chocolate today. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was just like, I don't need chocolate today.
Yeah, the best thing they can do with that is encourage other people to stick to their diets and improve themselves so they can avoid becoming Tess Holiday. And again, if you liked Tess Holiday, you would probably want to encourage her to stop that. Because otherwise, they're not going to be around here all that much longer.
Yeah, it's kind of just thing is, I can't respect people like that, to be honest. I mean, people go great lengths to not be obese, sort of thing, and they're like, oh yeah, obesity is completely fine, being skinny is horrible, and it's like, well, you people can control being fat somewhat. Like, sure, there's some problems.
The entire farce there is they're trying to insist that no, they can't. That, in fact, no one can. Because if someone can, then maybe they could, but they don't want to take responsibility for that. So it's important that they have everyone else understand that, well, they just can't help but eat an entire cake by themselves. Nope, can't do it.
Yeah.
Simply can't.
Well, it's like,
they have no power. And this is something of a repeated theme among many sort of identity politics and people claiming persecution for random things. They have no power. They can't do anything about their lives. Everyone else is just making it hard for them, those bastards. And it's what a disempowering faith.
I actually made a bunch of girls not be fat acceptance anymore by just telling them this. You know, if you're fat, that means you get saggy tits. They stop being fat acceptance. They are teenage girls, but...
Yeah. That's... Well, you're doing them a service, technically. Hypothetically, it would also make their breasts larger, though.
But they make them saggy.
Yeah.
Like, I've never seen a fat person that does...
Perky boobs, yes. That doesn't really happen. See, gravity always wins in the end.
True.
I'm going to be addressing this later by looking at the pigeon article incidents. But you know about Elon Musk, right? How he went on Joe Rogan and got high?
Wasn't it in a state where it was legal?
I can only assume. I was doing it with Joe Rogan. I think it must have been legal where they were doing it, or they probably wouldn't have been quite that bold. But apparently, according to your boy Pat, there's a white privilege element being peddled around about how Rogan and Musk, well, they can only get away with smoking pot because they're white.
I love your boy Pat. Every time he sees me, he says, "Miss Dean, the voice I want to marry."
Our boy Pat is a cool dude. I worry about him sometimes because he seems a bit pessimistic. You know, he seems to think that it's getting very bad out there, and it is fairly bad, but it's not quite as bad as I think he fears yet. Just a bunch of loud idiots who are pulling for that wrong direction. But I wanted to know, because that whole incident, the argument that there's Elon smoking pot with Joe Rogan with some element of white privilege is, well, it's always batshit insane, but if anything, the incident would imply the absolute opposite. Because when Snoop Dogg smoked pot on a webcast, off post live apparently, he didn't, none of his management staff quit over it, did they? He didn't lose money in the stocks when he did that. Elon did. I don't recall CNN and everyone else loudly whinging about Snoop Dogg smoking pot that one time. Welcome.
I don't think anyone would care.
Welcome, Tim, Ryder, and Angry Showman. The mic is open, Angry, if you want to pop in.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares, really. I think people just want something to bitch about, to seem virtuous, and at the same time, it's not making them virtuous, it's just making them look petty.
Hold on. Angry Showman said, quote, "What is in the upper direction? My house-shaped slice of pizza, 20th letter of the alphabet K9. Did you watch Paprika recently, Angry Showman? Just wondering."
I introduced him to Paprika, I'm sorry.
Yes, Mr. introduced me to Paprika, so therefore I'm thinking it's, quote, "Nope, just cringy." That's not cringy. I've always kind of liked stream of thought random babble. It's not enough to run a show on, but... Oh, welcome, Angry Froman. I was just complimenting the random babble. At Lily Dragon Queen, it feels like it's been forever. Nice of you to join us. I believe you're on the Discord server. If you want to pop in an audio as well, there's a slot remaining. Possibly two, actually, if I forgot to fix it. Yes, actually, there probably is 2 slots remaining. And as I had it measured out for Doki Doki Literature Club. And we'll need to keep it that way for the, well, foreseeable. At least next Wednesday. I really want to finish the game next Wednesday. But I don't know if that's possible, since I've been so grossly misinformed as to how long a playthrough actually takes. Hypothetically, Miss Steam.
I didn't say anything.
I don't remember who said it. Someone said the playthrough was 3 hours, and didn't really mention the fact that it was 3 hours just for the first half, maybe.
Well, it's about 3 hours for the first part, and then I think part of that was just kind of the lag through the stream. Extending it a little bit, but you're gonna get into the big story part of the game, and it's gonna be fantastic. I have my roommate actually playing through it. He's a little bit ahead of you, but
I see.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting.
How many hours do we have remaining, would you say?
Well, let's see. Probably. Streaming time, probably about another 6 hours.
That's another 2 Wednesdays. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So next Wednesday and Wednesday after that, and then we're done with Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm going to clear a lot more time for that.
At least you have content for 2 live streams.
Well, yes, but is it content everyone's going to be thrilled with? Because I'm not sure the turnout for the first section of the playthrough was that great. It might improve quite a bit once people start dying horribly, which I can only hope will happen at this point.
I'm not gonna spoil anything.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to keep it.
I have a sneaking suspicion he's already seen.
And Deist Artist.
He's already seen the playthroughs or something.
I have not.
A suspicion he's cheated.
No, I've kept myself entirely ignorant about this, and kept Deist Artist, your god has arrived. Hi! That's very bold of you. You're no deity of mine. I didn't sign up for this. But welcome to the stream, I suppose.
I've been here
I've seen Ancap Deotus on Twitter. Hello.
You're not my god either. Not in the habit of collecting gods. Anyhow, let's move on. to the first article. This one I'm going to go and read solo, if you don't mind. It's in Pidgin, so I don't think you'll be bothered terribly by this point. I've read it before, but there's been something of an update. Prince Charming no de so Italy woman marry herself. One Italian woman don marry herself for one gen ceremony way she arrange. This ceremony get everything way wedding day get, like she wear white wedding dress, 3-layer wedding cake, bridesmaids follow join, and even 70 guests show for the wedding. Laura Messi, way be 40-year-old fitness trainer, na im be the bride, and groom, way arrange the thing for herself. She say she do am because she believe we suppose first love ourself, you fit do the wedding of your dream even if you know see who go be your prince. Now supposedly that's a quote, but I'm skeptical that's what she said herself. Designer Watermelon follow join the celebration to declare say Laura Messi na single spouse. Italy law no day accept this Kane wedding, but Miss Messi wedding way them call Soklogamy don day grow small for different countries. This has been a refrain in many articles on the topic of Soklogamy, which they also want to stress simply isn't just the absolute height of Generation Selfie's narcissism. They never explain how it isn't the height of Generation Selfie's narcissism. I don't imagine how they could possibly get more narcissistic, but we'll kind of move away from the article here. Soklogamy has apparently been catching on. Have Angry Froman, Miss Steam, have you contemplated marrying yourselves?
No, I hate myself too much to have a nice genuine relationship with myself.
See, every time I look in the mirror, I'm the exact opposite because I just start drooling because I'm so glorious.
So
yeah, no,
you're
like,
considering it,
sure
Angry Froman?
Yes.
I see.
Heavily.
I see. Welcome, Dork Oracle and Curtis Caillou, by the way. Kaiju. I don't know why I keep on calling him Caillou.
I'm pretty sure like a marriage with myself would end up hateful and abusive.
Funny you should mention that, because it wouldn't be the first example of one of these Soklogamy self-weddings going bad. Woman who married herself cheats on herself. Sophie Tanner, who, yes, I had to contribute something to the rage pages myself on this one. Unless you beat me to it and I just doubled it up, in which case, sorry. Woman who married herself cheats on herself. Sophie Tanner, who wed herself 2 years ago, has an affair with now fellow Sologamist. Would anyone like to read this one? I'll send the link. Or it's actually...
might as well.
Yeah, you can walk us through it, Angry Froman.
I need to go to the toilet, so.
Let me just see if I can find it on...
This is not the same woman who married herself in Italy, by the way. I was thinking that maybe it would be. It would be a nice little sort of follow-up story. But no, this is some other narcissistic idiot who held a full wedding ceremony complete with her father there to give away the bride to the bride.
To many, adultery is no laughing matter, but a British woman who married herself 2 years ago has prompted much mockery and mirth from viewers of this Monday morning by announcing that she has been unfaithful to herself. Sophie Tanner. I don't know, I'm thinking like she's a hermaphrodite or something. Because how could you be faithful? How was it like the wedding conceived or consummated?
I assume just, you know, went to a hotel room, dropped trowel, and broke out a boy.
I would guess.
This seems like a very novel way of just declaring yourself to be celibate here on out, and seems that they weren't quite up to the challenge.
Yeah. Sophie Tanner, who tied the knot with herself in May 2015, revealed host Amanda Holden that she cheated on herself with Ruari Barrett, a polyamorist who is now married to himself. Oh! So it's a woman who's married to herself and a man married to himself.
Well, apparently when she cheated on herself, he wasn't self-married. He was, in fact, a polyamorous who is now also married to himself. I guess so they can cheat on themselves with each other. I'm not really sure.
I would think that, if anything, all it would really do is save on taxes. Who are you married to? The mirror?
Well, here's the thing. This is not recognized in sort of book of law, for good reason, because it's absolutely batshit insane. Which is probably for the best, because at this point, how do you handle divorce proceedings against yourself anyway?
Everywhere I go, there I am!
Yeah, just... if you divide everything, it's going to get messy and fatal.
Although the concept may seem far-fetched, the practice of marrying oneself, also known as Soklogamy, I can't speak, is growing in the population in the UK. Many
in the UK, Miss Steam! In the UK!
I'm from I'm from 1860, so this does not apply to me. It's in that's in 2018, so this doesn't apply to me at all.
Dragon Queen is correct. They should have agreed to have an open marriage. Apparently that's what they do. But this polyamorous who is now married to himself, so he can cheat on someone else who is cheat on himself, to cheat on someone with someone who's also cheating on themselves. Wow. By all means, continue Angry Froman. And apparently, Saki the Real started a GoFundMe to get you a new microphone. If you are looking for a cheap new headset, I can actually give you some tips. But otherwise, you're doing fine.
My mic is trash, I know this.
I mean, is my mic that bad? I mean, I thought...
I'm surprised my mic isn't worse.
Well... See, mine is actually built very similarly to yours. It's just cheaper, as it has one side for a headphone instead of two.
I think that must not be the only place they give them a bit.
Yeah, mine costs actually about $20, and it's meant for Xbox. So.
Mic is decent, yes. I have a better mic, by the way, just that the facility here is not conducive to using it. There's too much reverberation. I require the sound isolation from this to just be tolerable. I've used the other mic on occasion, and people have always commented on the fact that it sounds like I'm talking from a hyperbaric chamber. Not because the audio quality is bad, just because it bounces around too much.
I've heard some people's suggestions is like to put a pillow behind it.
So... yeah, I've already done that, but apparently people still complain about my computer, and it's like, I'm sorry, my computer sometimes sounds like it's dying. There's nothing I can do about that. Anyway, with the narcissism thing, does that mean I technically cheat on myself once?
Quite frankly, anytime you're not simply just rubbing one out, it's a grotesque betrayal of yourself. If you're such a colossal, delusional narcissist as to marry yourself.
Does that
what appalls
mean
me...
I rape myself, then? Because I hate myself?
Soklogamy, marital rape. I wonder if they'd be inclined to claim that sometimes.
So, yeah. What if you have like a split personality and you married yourself, and the split personality took over? Do you consent?
I suppose it doesn't matter at that point. Besides, there's no escape. You might as well just resign yourself to it.
If you can marry yourself, does that mean you can rape yourself? Does that mean
you shouldn't be able to marry yourself in the first place? I guess if you really try, like these people have, you can probably pull it off. But the next article, well, please return to it, Angry Froman.
Okay, so Tanner's father was even present to give away Sophie as a bride. Self-marriages are not legally recognized by any official bodies, but proponents say it amounts to more than a height of generational selfie narcissism, as the Telegraph ventured to suggest.
Generation selfies narcissism, the height of it. Yes. If that's not the height of it, what would be?
I think... Don't say something is the worst it can get, because it can always get worse.
I've been.
But as you see, look, nothing's popping into your head here. You ask, well, what's the height of Generation Selfie's narcissism, if not Soklogamy? And maybe there is something that's a greater height than that, but boy, you really have to try just to think up something, don't you? I know I do.
Yeah. Maybe something will come to me by the end of the day. Alexander Gill, the Canadian food critic who married herself in 2006, told the site that our mothers and grandmothers didn't have the choice to remain single. Oh. Self-marriage is an opportunity to celebrate our personal independence, self-reliance, and freedom, the chains of convection. However, viewers of this morning...
Convention.
I'm illiterate and proud, thank you very much. But thank you. However, viewers of this morning, including Richard Dawkins... Oh my god, Richard Dawkins, that's beautiful.
Yes, when Richard Dawkins calls you a narcissist, you know you've really pulled something off.
Yeah. Self-marriage, a narcissist dream. Does Trump know? Oh boy. I feel like Trump would convert to he would convert to Islam so he can marry himself 3 times. Oh, there you go, Ark. There's how you can get higher.
Soklogamy, when nobody's good enough for you, not even you, yes. I suppose that might sort of be the case. I suppose that's when you feel you're just too good for this world wholesale and eat a bullet.
I'll eat a bullet.
That is good for you.
Recent marriage,
Yeah.
or why not marry your dog?
Wait, something about marrying dog? Let's not bring Whitney into this, please.
Yes, and that's something that they would totally be signing up for.
She does. She hasn't had. Yeah, Whitney apparently is very, very cranky. She hasn't had her daily drink.
I don't mind that she drinks. It's a question of what she's drinking.
Woman who married herself cheated on herself. I know I'm not this bonkers story. The year for 2017.
It looks like apple juice, but it isn't.
I'm married to a pizza.
You know, if you're married to the universe,
Is he spoiled rotten?
marrying yourself to the universe seems like a much better approach. Technically, you're a monogamist, but quite frankly, you're within legal rights to put your dick in pretty much anything, or anything in you, and it's technically marital. Although I'm pretty sure also wouldn't be recognized by any self-respecting legal body. Hey, do either of you want to try reading a pigeon article?
I can play nose goes.
Oh no.
Otherwise, I can keep at it. It's going to be painful to hear. Why Elon Musk day Shaq Gibana for web video? It could be
What?
Gibana. Why Elon Musk day Shaq Gibana for web video? This comes from BBC Pigeon again.
I think that if it's going to spell things like that, best thing you can do is Uganda Knuckles.
Yes, I'm not sure I can do Uganda Knuckles. But if I do that, see, this is why I'm conflicted. I could do that, but then that just comes off as really kind of mean. When I was trying to say it in the proper English accent with the proper pronunciation, still kind of mean,
A lot
actually.
of English people don't even speak English, they just speak.
This picture, by the way, is going down in history. This is just gone everywhere. Arketer's Uganda Knuckles sounds French. Yes, probably. Ibilak. Say Oga Moskabondan the Igbo way podcast host give him aim for studio. JBE de legal now when Elon Musk ask as he collect marijuana from comedian Joe Rogan for podcast, come do one heavy drag. The Ogabonga Tech Oga way get Tesla and SpaceX, they do interview way them video live for internet. That's terrible. Yes, it's more Jar Jar Binks on weed or something from Tatooine. We're all agreed on that, and welcome Victor Rand. You would be here just in time to catch and criticize that. As the interview day happen now, so the host bring the Igbo give Mr. Musk make him smoke out of the 50 states where the United States no offense to smoke cabana, or 41 states but California where them do the show don't make legal. So yes, that confirms the question we asked earlier. Was it legal in the state they did it in? And it was. Mr. Musk, they talk about life, and business. The two even knack whiskey join as Oga Musk. They tell the host, say, Pippo no suppose, who they judge other people. Last month, Mr. Musk talk say he no day shack gvana after Pippo shock when him announced that him one privatized Tesla. But he later changed mind as many investors know to gebaran the idea. Which might have something to do with why Elon Musk's staff resigned after this. One of them, anyway. They probably didn't like hearing that he had no intention of making Tesla public. Or privatize. I'm confused on that point. Never mind. Elon Musk is based as... Fuck. Yes. Yes. Greedo did not shoot first. Why would you even say that? Han Solo shot first as one of the more charming attributes. I don't know why they need to rewrite it to make him more of a hero than he was. And besides, whether he shot first or Greedo shot first, we now know how he went out. Predictably like a little bitch.
Well, that's the new Star Wars for you. It's bad.
It's dead.
Terrible.
It is dead now.
Luke drank alien city milk.
Blue milk has been established throughout the Star Wars universe. It's just we don't want to see it on camera.
Yes, and I don't... No. So much wrong there and here. This article is not on the Rage pages, but it's going to make me angry, so would someone else like to read it?
Okay.
They're going to try to explain to us what cultural appropriation is, and why it's so offensive.
Can you send me the link, sorry?
Oh, it's coming.
Strict contradiction for an SJW. I'm white, I'm white, but my father is not, and I come from... And you look at my family's history, and it's like, oh shit. I'm an SJW's worst nightmare.
Link has been sent, and... Oh
god.
I'm pretty sure they're not inclined to acknowledge that.
Cultural appropriation, what is it, and why is it so offensive?
I want to stress once again, cultural appropriation is a crime. Take it all seriously. So this is going to make me very, very angry as we go.
Violent. Former Love Island contestant Megan Barton. Whoa. Asked me to disable ad blocker. Life.
Oh. You know, in hindsight, and that you're in the UK, I'm kind of surprised you're allowed to read it at all. Even if it's from the Weco UK.
I will disable ad blocker for you, but I am very, very skeptical on this now. I disabled it. Disabled it. Alright, it won't let me read it, even though I disabled ad blocker.
Okay, well, go ahead and Third, I suppose. Ever thought of rigging up some red LEDs to the insides of your spectacles, Director? And that way you get really mad, you can turn them on and glow. Yes, that's actually a very nice idea, Victor Rand, but I'm in black and white these days. It likely not quite look as good as that. But I'll keep it in mind. Maybe one time I'll go back to color. But we'll see. Get back from those just now. Anyhow, moving on. Former Love Island. No, we need to.
Oh God, Love Island. Oh, that's not something to be proud of if you're a contestant.
Former Love Island contestant Megan Barton Hansen has joined an ever-growing list of celebrities accused of cultural appropriation. She has come under fire after sharing photos of her new hairstyle on Instagram. Her long braids, commonly known as cornrows, are traditionally an ancient African style of hair grooming and are associated with black culture worldwide, even though they didn't originate just there. In fact, trace it back to Greek culture and various cultures. It's not as if African had some sort of monopoly on cornrows or dreadlocks or anything along those lines. No one has a monopoly on culture, period! One of our followers wrote, "White girls like Megan actually have no clue what their hair represents to a lot of people." Then again, you guys are obviously from the UK, where the history isn't quite the same as the US. Another said, "Yes, this is cultural appropriation. It's not that serious of an issue, but let's not refrain from calling it what it is." It's not an issue at all. It's a positive. If cultures didn't appropriate the things they like for other cultures, they'd still be banging rocks together. However, some of her fans defended her hairdo, arguing that it doesn't define her views. Does anyone's hair define their views? Does your hair define your views?
No, I kind of just was long, so I cut it short, and now it's short. It's hair.
Well, my hair is absolute proof that I'm a white supremacist. Actually, no, that's the Macklemore.
My hair is proof that my paranoia is really up there.
However, some of her fans defended her hairdo, arguing that it doesn't define her views. "I'm not denying that people of color are treated fairly, but hairstyles and music don't belong to any culture. End of story. I understand cornrows are a way to help the texture of a POC, person of color's hair, but she's not being disrespectful or discriminative," one follower said. The Danish thus presented. First coined by sociologists in the early 1990s, cultural appropriation has been identified more widely in recent years, with critics casting doubt on the legitimacy of everything from burrito bars to festival fashion choices.
Hey, sociology.
So the burrito bar one, that was, if I recall correctly, that specific case was actually tacos, and it was from these two women who basically went down to Mexico for vacation. They had the tacos there, they thought it was delicious, they asked for the recipe, brought it back to America, and they started a business using that recipe.
In Portland, one of their probably first most severe mistake. Portland is a lost cause, apparently. It's the site of many such cases of gross cultural appropriation being punished. That burrito bus, as it happens, that's been shut down. They shut that down, and they harassed the people who made it, just basically in hiding.
I barely knew Portland existed, and then Twitter happened, and and now I'm like, oh, just nuke it. I barely knew it existed in the first place.
Portland is one of the most racist places in the USA. Saki the Real, it absolutely is. Just no one who's closely racist understands how they're racist.
God damn. God.
Portland is the place where it's not okay to be white. If you put flowers where you say it's okay to be white, they will hunt you down.
Do they not know that niggers and chinks are just really, really good at being butlers and cleaners? Like, give them a job, man. They're good at it.
This is not a stance I'm going to take as a jest, but I see what you're saying. Cultural appropriation. So what exactly is it? Oxford Dictionaries, which only put the phrase into its official lexicon last year, defines cultural appropriation as the unacknowledged or inappropriate adoption of the customs, practices, etc. of one people or society by members of another, and typically more dominant people of a society. Or society. Simply put, it's when someone adopts something from a culture that is not his or her own. A hairstyle, a piece of clothing, a manner of speaking, even a type of exercise, yoga for example. But, says the Everyday Feminism website, that's not the whole story. Unlike cultural exchange, which is the exact same damn thing, in which there is a mutual interchange, appropriation refers to a particular power dynamic in which members of a dominant culture take elements from a culture of a people who've been systemically oppressed by the dominant group. Yes, taking the culture. It doesn't work like that. You can't take away culture.
I like how, like,
Okay.
manner of speaking, me boyo, is very offensive to the way that people speak.
Oh yes, I believe Hank Azaria has basically decided to stop doing a poo for that reason. Someone managed to find offense at it, ergo, it's now cultural appropriation. But here's the overwhelming problem with this colossal idiocy. When they say cultural appropriation and taking things, on some level they have to know that's not possible. It can't be done. You can't take culture. You can copy culture. You can emulate culture. Emulation is the sincerest form of flattery, you may recall. But when you wear a sombrero, it doesn't keep any Mexican from wearing a sombrero. You aren't stealing that. But they want people to believe this because, well, you can steal a sombrero, yes, but you can't steal the use of sombreros as a sort of wholesale from the culture. You can't say, oh, I'm wearing this hat, ergo now no Mexicans can ever again.
See, the thing is in, SJWs have actually pissed off the Japanese cultural appropriation bullshit.
Oh, I don't think it...
Because...
I think I know the Quiz Spread reference, but go ahead.
No, SJWs are saying that you can't culturally appropriate Japan, right? And Japan... So what they're doing is they're like protesting, like, oh yeah, you shouldn't sell kimonos and traditional Japanese wear, and it pissed off the Japanese because
they understand how cultural appropriation actually works, how that when another culture sees fit to emulate aspects of your culture, from style to technology to what have you, that it's the highest possible compliment they could pay to your culture.
Oh no, it's because they see it as a direct attack on... They see it as a direct attack on their business.
That too.
There's
See, if you say
a little bit.
Only people of the correct color can use these products, you're hurting every business that sells those products. You are limiting their customer base for no sane reason whatsoever.
Yeah. Basically, they really did actually just the Japanese off with their bullshit at this point, and at the moment, Crunchyroll is under controversy because of them saying that there needs to be more diversity in the anime industry, and we Crunchyroll are going to be the most diverse people to ever create anime.
Are you talking about that, like, new anime with a pure female base?
The thing though is, if you watch Yeah, the anime man is apolitical, so if he says LGBT plus, he's just a normal person. He's not politically, you know. But he makes a really good video about the fact that there already are dominating the anime industry at the moment. Ever heard the soundtrack from Ghost in the Shell? A woman fucking did that.
Oh yes. When it comes
For
to
all of the romantic anime tropes and strong female characters. Yeah, a woman actually led that.
oh, even worse, I understand there are a lot
Lesbian
of female hentai artists as well that these SJWs would happily put out of business in the name of equality or fighting sexism.
Yeah, and the thing is there's been problems where SJWs have actually gone to Japan and tried to explain to a Japanese person, but because they're white, they're not Japanese apparently.
Curtis Kaiju noted that non-white speaking English is cultural appropriation. No, apparently that's not the case because white people have no culture. They're not.
Well, the thing
Colleges. Colleges, universities.
This Japanese person who is white, by the way, half Japanese, half half something else. I remember saw this video where this SJW woman was fucking yelling at him, saying like what he's doing is cultural appropriation and all that stuff, and he just responded with "fuck you."
Yes, I'm being sarcastic, Curtis Kaiju. Oh, Ionicles. If that's...
He basically just went, fuck you. He basically just went, fuck you, I'm Japanese. But he didn't know Japanese way, obviously, but...
Oh, well, he's insufficiently Japanese. He, in order to properly represent the social justice culture, you have to be the correct skin tone. At this point, I'm really wondering why they don't just walk around with, a painter's suave of skin colors to determine what's appropriate for who to enjoy or wear.
The anime man is actually half Japanese, half Australian, sort of thing, and people have been saying, you shouldn't talk about Japanese culture unless you're actually Japanese.
Yes, if only they applied that to themselves, when they bitch about, I don't know, a master flute player who was invited onto a presentation for, what was it? Sony? PlayStation? He was a white guy playing a Japanese instrument, so it was clearly cultural appropriation, even though he's one of the few recognized masters of the instrument. And what was his name?
It's like people actually been going after people who actually are the nationality they're talking about. You shouldn't say. His
last name was Boots. I remember
Cornelius
Boots. That's right. Sorry, I was proud to remember that.
Yeah, they're saying like, oh yeah, you're not from that nationality, so you shouldn't talk about it. And it's like, but they are. Like for instance, Arketer, she was talking about her Filipino culture. She's Filipino, like fully Filipino. Don't talk about Filipino culture. You shouldn't talk about problems with Filipino culture unless you're Filipino yourself or understand it. And it's like,
yes, as the chat is mentioning, it revolves around the concept that everyone has to be locked into a culture by virtue of their genetic makeup, the skin color. You can't enjoy or comment on these things unless you are the right skin tone, and they continue to be just so gratuitously ignorant to how incredibly racist that actually is.
They're so fucking dumb, because the thing is that Aki actually does look Filipino. That's the really stupid part about it, is she actually does look Filipino. Now, the anime man, okay, it makes a bit more sense. He doesn't really look Japanese, but,
it doesn't matter. How one looks shouldn't matter. That was what we're supposedly fighting for when it comes to equality. That doesn't matter what your skin color is.
It doesn't matter, but the thing is SJWs are going after people and saying like, oh, you shouldn't talk about this certain culture unless you're part of this culture, and they are a part of this culture. Ridiculous at this point.
Originally derived from sociologist writings in the 1990s, its usage appears to have first been adopted by indigenous peoples of the nations tainted by histories of colonization, such as Canada, Australia, and the United States. Look, there are cases where native populations have been treated quite badly, but it hasn't been because the occupying people have hijacked the culture. When it comes to various Native Americans, one of the major problems is they try to force assimilation, where they would take tribes and then force them to speak only English and keep them, as best they could, from learning anything about their own history, their own culture. That was wrong. But that wasn't a matter of cultural appropriation. That was an example of a culture trying to force itself on someone else. That's fucked up.
That still happens in Canada, by the way.
Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure it happens in a novel direction this time, though.
It fucking happened when I was in primary school. The bilingual kids got horribly abused.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't have our own fucking language. No. We had to eradicate our native language in order to speak English.
Yeah, that's not... That's something that's objectionable.
Yeah, and people wonder why there's so many millennial half-breeds. That pretty much has stuttering problems or anxiety problems now, and people wonder why that happens. It's like, that actually happened.
And welcome memes of destruction.
The past 20 years, it's actually fucking happened. And SJWs don't want to talk about that. No, they don't want to talk about man spreading.
What's wrong with it? It's often fine to take on aspects of another culture, argues quartz writer Jenny Evans, whether it's putting on espadrilles or making coffee with an Italian espresso machine. Simply getting ready in the morning is a daily act of cultural appropriation, and I'm the least bit sorry about it, she says. The problem arises when somebody takes something from another, less dominant culture in a way that members of that culture find undesirable and offensive. So it's alright until someone somewhere takes offense. None of it can possibly be alright then. You complete vento swilling. You know, maybe we should move on. This is eating up a lot more time than I necessarily planned on. I need to set some time aside to plug things and
yeah, I don't want you to strain yourself into a heart attack.
No, I'm not going to. The problem arises when someone takes something from a less dominant culture in a way that members of the culture find offensive. Okay, the point is that more marginalized group doesn't get a say. Of course they get a say. They can say all they like. They don't get to dictate. While their heritage is deployed by someone in a position of greater privilege for fun or fashion, perhaps, and out of place of ignorance rather than knowledge or that of culture. Otherwise, it's all right when they do it. Wearing espadrilles to work is therefore different from wearing a sombrero to a Halloween party or sending a series of white models down the catwalk with their hair in cornrows.
Oh no. It's almost like they don't have real problems.
Yes, they can't wear those hairstyles if their skin isn't the right color.
Does this mean I can't have a bob because it was originally a Malaysian thing? Damn it.
Probably not by their standards. As Dr. Edwin King of Native Appropriations tells Everyday Feminism, "You are pretending to be a race that you're not and drawing upon stereotypes to do so." No, you're not. No one is pretending to be a race when they do this. Well, actually, that's not true. There's one person who did that. Rachel Dolezal, the first trans black. But somehow that was okay.
No, there was Rachel Dolezal, but then there was someone who actually medically tried to turn black, tanning in haircut, actually injecting melanin injections and fucking plastic surgery and hair transplants to become trans black.
I suppose an increasing... Oh yeah, that was insane. Insane. And they're taking it seriously. Gold is always now retroactively black, according to them. But hey, if you can transition anything, I suppose it's perfectly legit. Why shouldn't you be able to?
Trans-Asian then, because I'm trans. I feel like I'm trans-Asian because when I wake up,
Asianized. Think I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so. Dun 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 bum 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 bum. Moving on. Let's see. Let's move away from this article.
Can I be translogic? I'm right no matter what.
That's already being done. It's called social justice warriorism.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
This is one of your articles, Englishwoman. Art gallery owner erects gay conversion therapy sign in parking lot dispute with church. Do you want to take this one?
Yeah, let me just pull it up quick like.
Oh,
there is a video.
We might want to abbreviate because I have 8 minutes before I'm supposed to be going on another live stream. Curtis Kaiju, by the way, is having a live stream after this one. I was invited on as well. You should. Are you on that? Could be on that one, Minger Fremen?
He hasn't invited me, but if he wants to at me, I'm more than happy to join.
Oh.
Holy shit! Has it been an hour already?
Yeah.
Time flies when you're having fun.
My bad.
The
I'm sorry.
gallery owner. Sorry.
Go on.
The gallery owner. We're awkward. The gallery owner is now turning to an unusual sign to take matters into his own hands. It is meant to be satire. Hopefully people get it, and it's meant to be ironic. Robert Rosenberg, who is an artist. The sign in a Houston neighborhood reads, "Parking only for gay conversion therapy." "We tried reason," said Hiram Butler, the owner of the Hiram Butler Gallery. "We tried anger, neither of those worked, so we're trying humor." Butler said there's parking dispute with one of the particular neighbors for years. Butler said that the nearby church, River Point A and West Campus, owns a house and a host of events 3 to 5 times a week. People usually end up parking cars on Butler's property. "Do unto others as you have them do unto you. The golden rule," Butler said. Last month, Rosenberg suggested an idea to Butler, along with these bumper stickers reading, "Follow me to the Blossom Gay Conversion Therapy Center. We'll pray the straight away." Sometimes the only way to deal with those people is hitting them over the head as hard as you can with a joke, Rosenberg said.
Unless those bumper stickers are easy to remove, I can see where they're going to get in trouble with that one, but otherwise, that's brilliant. And I think more people should try to resolve their conflicts with jest.
I completely agree. They've had events... Sorry, what?
Well, one more line, and I'm afraid we'll have to cut this one short because I want to run a quick video. The episode 1 of Sneaky Little Nazis before shutting things down.
I corrupted him. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. They've had events where they've continued to occupy spaces. Butler said. Butler said there was nothing wrong in his message. To skim a second. And I like my quote for it. "Mike, electroshock if you like the other cock Pence, versus Hiram, if you love the other, we'll fix that brother Butler."
The only plan is to keep this sign for 2 months. I think you should be allowed to keep it up indefinitely. And yes, Soklogamy, that's precisely what I was trying to encourage Curtis to do. Drill the damn link! Because no one's going to look it up on their own. It's not arrogant to put the link out. You're just acknowledging people are lazy.
Yeah, true.
Okay, sorry to cut that one short. I think we can all agree that was brilliantly handled.
Right, Nazis, I want all the things on this list completed by the time I get back from my meeting with the Reichsführer. Number 1, invade Stalingrad. Number 2, assassinate an English commander. Number 3, clone more Nazis. Number 4, feed Beretta 2. Number 5, breaks the Allied codes. Number 6, do the dishes. Yes, sir, Obergruppenführer plots. It better get done. Okay, he's gone. Woo! Yeah! So, what do you guys want to do? We should probably get started on the list. Number 1, invade Stalingrad. I don't work on the Sabbath. Hey, let's build some death robots and make some fight. We did that yesterday.
What's wrong with that?
Ooh, let's play laser tag. That's always fun. No, we did that last week, remember?
These Nazis seem pretty wholesome to me.
83 hasn't been the same since. You okay there, 83? Ah, he's fine. He's just resting. Wait. I know what we can do.
Link is in the description, by the way.
Anyone gonna get that? I'm, kind of in the middle of something.
No, I thought Nazis were more efficient than this.
Einstein, can you get that? Marie?
They're clones.
I got
The
that.
original
Well, that explains it.
Nazis,
Some degradation.
Hello? Shut up. Say picked up. Yes, hello. My name is Mr. Hans. Not Hans. Something English. Hans?
Oh, Nazis weren't efficient.
Dave Smith here. Can we move
Modern
this
Germans
along?
aren't either.
Dave.
That makes
I don't
sense.
get back down there soon. I'm gonna have to start back at the end.
Remember they used to have a reputation for it.
Yeah,
What happened?
Well, as I was saying, I'm
Ah.
a refrigerator inspector, and I need to know if your refrigerator is currently operational.
They focused all their efficiency
Running.
into
I mean, is your
Volkswagen.
refrigerator running? We
Uh-huh.
actually had more of a big freezer situation going on here, but yes, it's operational. Wait, did you hear a donkey? Ah, crap, I gotta go. Bye. Finish without me. Well, you better go catch it. Yeah, we got some good. Take that, super science losers. Nazis! Run for it!
That is Sneaky Nazis Episode 1 by Super Science Friends. The link is in the description. I wanted to recommend them because, quite frankly, they don't have nearly enough support for what they're pulling off. I just wanted to show them real quick.
They're really they're really good YouTube channel. It does take them a really long time to make an episode.
Well, considering the quality that's to be expected, they've been consistent though. They certainly deserve the support. Okay,
I know
well,
that is support.
and now I'm cutting it close. I'm probably be late to Kaiju's stream. Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you, Angry Fruman and Miss Steam, for joining me in this sort of a meandering, not quite article wade, as we never really got through many articles, given the cultural appropriation article soaked up so much time.
Yes. Sorry, I do ramble a bit.
No,
Don't worry.
No.
Retardation needs to be thorough.
I had a rant several times. Okay,
Fine, then.
do either of you have anything you would like to shill or announce before I start cutting things down?
That handsome man in my mirror.
I have a YouTube channel and a Twitter live stream channel.
You have a request? Someone wants to hear you say boop, and toss the link in the chat if you would. You can pull that up before it goes offline. I don't have the link handy now, so I can't redo it myself anyway.
Okay. Okay. People want me to say boop. Okay. I boop actors.
And the critical request everyone to make funny noise.
Boop. How's that?
Ah, mein Führer.
Horrifying. Okay, well, that about does it. Until next time, ostensibly, progress continues.
Good day.
Technology, progress,
Ah,
innovation,
mein Führer, spank me
Arketer
harder.
Labs.
Oh my.